Why did the Jewish people rejected Jesus as the Messiah? Was it stubbornness, misunderstanding, out of fear, or was it something deeper, something rooted in centuries of fear and divine judgment? Throughout history, the Jewish people faced severe consequences for turning away from God. Their ancestors were exiled to Babylon for idolatry, suffered under Persian rule, and endured hardships whenever they strayed from God's commandments. So when Jesus arrived, claiming to be the Son of God, many Jews weren't just skeptical, they were afraid. The Torah, their sacred scripture, emphasized strict monotheism. Heart of Israel, the Lord is one. Deuteronomy 6 verse 4. Nowhere in their scriptures did God explicitly tell them he had a son. To acknowledge Jesus as divine seems to contradict their deepest held belief in one God. Imagine their dilemma. If Jesus was not truly the Messiah, then accepting him would mean violating the very first commandment. You shall have no other gods before me. Exodus 20, verse 8. And history had shown them what happens when they turn from God's instruction: exile, suffering, destruction. Example, destruction of the temple in 70 AD. The Jewish leaders also knew what happened when false messiahs led revolts against Rome. The consequences were devastating. They feared that following Jesus, someone Rome saw as a threat, would bring disaster upon them once again. But what if they misunderstood? What if Jesus wasn't contradicting their faith, but fulfilling it? In Isaiah 53, it spoke of a suffering servant who would be rejected and pierced for the sins of the people. Many Christians believe this was a prophecy of Jesus, but for the Jewish leaders, the risk was too great. They clung to their traditions, fearing divine punishment if they followed the wrong path. So, was their rejection of Jesus a mistake, or was it an act of devotion to the God they had always known? This is a question that still sparks debate today. But one thing is clear: fear of getting it wrong played a major role in their decision, and the consequence of that choice shaped history forever.